Yo, what is up everybody, and welcome back to another Madden 25 Ultimate Team gameplay. Today, we're going to be playing with a few of the most feared cards. Now, I just had these sitting in my reserves for the longest time. Someone gave them to me, and I just left them there. And all of a sudden, Friday the 13th comes, and like months away from October 31st when this promo actually happens, these cards transform into 99s again. You see Ndamukong Suh, who turns into a monster. Richie Incognito turns into like 93 overall like card. I don't know. His stats are pretty low for a 99 compared to some of the other 99s out there. And then we get this Calvin. And just for a fact check, I go to this other Calvin here. I'm like, that's the same exact stats. And I realized eventually that if you have like a 99 Ndamukong Suh, it turns into as the FS Calvin Johnson drops a pick there. Like first play of the game, that dude throws the right at Calvin. Look at Calvin doing work early on the defensive end. But yeah, like you have a Ndamukong Suh, it turns into the position collection Ndamukong Suh. If you have a Calvin, it turns into the Madden 25 edition of Calvin Johnson. If you have an Adrian Peterson, it turns into the Madden 25 Adrian Peterson. Same goes for Gronkowski, Mike Aslot, whatever his name is, and stuff like that. So, and then the Incognito, since there is no other version of him, he just turns into whatever he turned into on October 31st, which isn't that stellar of a card. I'm pretty sure Evan Mathis is a better player, but you know, we're going to play with Incognito anyways. We're going to try to bully some people. Here, 3rd down and 14. I was force-feeding the ball to Calvin Johnson. I throw an interception here. I had Barry Sanders wide open there in that wheel route, which would have been my main read if I wasn't, you know, trying to force it to Calvin Johnson. After this play, I'm like, wait, I'm being an idiot. I have the same exact Calvin Johnson. This new Calvin is nothing different than the one I've been using. So there's no reason for me to try to, you know, force it in to see how it is. Because it's the same exact guy. Now, it's technically not a duplicate since it's the most feared card. Like, I'll get chemistries for that Calvin and the other Calvin I have in my team. But I am running 2 Calvins on offense. I am running 299 Man 25 Calvins on offense. Just one of them is the most feared edition. So, you know, it's pretty cool that they did this. Why not? You know, end of the year, do some little goofy stuff like this. The MUT team doing this. Why not? And here we go deep for Calvin Johnson. And Calvin taking the top off the defense, breaking a Sherman tackle, and getting a touchdown. You guys might notice that Richard Sherman is not on my defense. I got that cover vote Richard Sherman. I got rid of him. You guys will see why. Another video why I don't have him anymore. Not too big a fan that card, and just Sherman in general and MUT, not exactly the greatest cornerbacks. I like my Charles Woodson and my Patrick Peterson's better. Even that Combine Warrior Patrick Peterson I like better than Sherman, but yeah, that's that. Sherman's gone. Then you see, you know, Sherman getting blown off the top there by Calvin. One of the reasons why I don't have a Sherman, you know, but that's for another day. Right now, we're focusing on the most feared cards. We're looking to see if Ndamukong Suh can make any impacts. His main specialty is blocking up the run, so we're going to see if Suh can block up the run. Here, this guy just loses connection in the middle of the game, so that ends up doing it for this guy. He gets kicked for excessive grief, and the game was lagging a little bit before that, so wasn't really too surprised that happened. And now we move on to the next game as Calvin Johnson trying to come off the edge, but Ben taking a few yards. And, you know, I mean, the Incognito, like I said, his stats are, like, super low for a 99, but, you know, we're going to deal with it anyways. The Ndamukong Suh, that's the real card I'm really interested in seeing how it works. Because, obviously, if I didn't have the Man 25 Calvin, that would have been a really interesting test. And speaking of Calvin, don't test Calvin, because Calvin will come up with it, hit the juke, and Calvin will take it for 6. We got Calvin scoring all over the place on offense, on defense. We got 3 Megatrons on our team. I should have seriously just named my team the Megatrons. And not that I have 2, I have 3 Megatrons on my team. You might think I'm the biggest Calvin Johnson fan ever, you know, but you know, like I said, I didn't really have that Calvin. I would have been really interested in seeing how this Calvin performed, but you know, now we just got 2 of them. But the Suh, I want to see how this guy does, because I never really rushed with any dominant defensive tackles. I don't really use defensive tackles, but now that we got Suh, I have him replacing Lawrence Taylor in the lineup, because obviously I couldn't get rid of JJ Watt as Kuechly comes up with another interception. So, you know, I took LT out for a little bit. And speaking of LT, man, they kind of make that Ultimate Legend LT. I thought they were doing it today, but they made like a Derek Thomas. Come on, EA, stop trolling me. I need my LT in my life, man. Like, Derek Thomas got like 3rd card in the past 5 months or so. Relax with Derek Thomas. As here, 3rd down and whatever. Try to not step out of bounds, but my dude Jamal Charles steps out. So we punt the ball away. Why not? Bring back Suh. Bring back Calvin. And see how it goes, man. See if we can get anything going. Because right now, Calvin scored all of our points. And right now, Ben Tate is cooking. Unfortunately, this game was lagging a little bit as well. So I got caught running to the wrong side. And I let up a huge gain. Because we had him in a deep position there. We punted the ball. And just an FYI, I mentioned before that once we finish up with the season 9, the video posting, they won't be in chronological order. They'll be out of sorts, and I'm already out of sorts, man. I'm so out of sorts with these MUT videos. I'm trying to get you guys that that season 9 Super Bowl hopefully tomorrow. I would have done it today, but all of a sudden this most feared thing came out. I was like, you know what, let me get you guys some of this as we try to go over the top here to Calvin, but Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie has the speed to keep up there with Calvin Johnson, so that's not happening. But yeah, I was gonna get you guys that Super Bowl just so you know I could get that out the way, but now we gotta, you know, wait for that to happen. And that's one thing, man. I just keep on piling up these random gameplays. You know, I still got another game to show you guys with the cover vote Sherman and all kinds of stuff, so you know, at least it's better to have gameplays than to have none at all, right? So, we're moving the ball downfield here. Gonna try to actually complete a game. Barry Sanders hitting the spin move, and Barry Sanders might make this guy rage quit. Check out that run. And that's the thing, Barry, I'm still loving Barry, man. I feel like he's a little bit better than the LaShawn McCoy I had. Not the golden ticket one. I never had the golden ticket one, but the like playoff one, whatever the hell it was. That dude was still really good, but I still like Barry more. Barry's just, you know, so elusive, so good. As Charles Woodson drops a pick there, that would have been nice to have. We already have a nice 14-0 lead. That would have changed things up. But Patrick Peterson, next play, gets the interception, and we're looking to take this one for 6. Johnny Manziel to beat. And look at Patrick Peterson, man. It takes like 6 people to tackle him. And next play, he just sends an all-out blitz and Donald Payne gets a touchdown there. And once again, this guy quits. So I'm like, all right, I just want to get at least one full game in to see what happens. Come on, man. And Suh actually made a pretty big impact play in that game, I think. He had that, like, third down where he just block shed the hell out of someone. It was like third down, dude's about to get a wide open first down, and Suh just, you know, came in there. So, you know, that's cool to see Ndamukong Suh making that kind of impact in the run game. And he was like a pretty beastly card, man. If I use defensive tackles, Suh would definitely be one to use because, you know, he's killing it out there. As we come out in our third game, and now this guy, his team name is EA Loves You. I'm guessing, you know, he's not having too much luck with MUT lately. Like, his cornerbacks are breaking press as Calvin Johnson did there. I don't know what it is, but we'll see if EA loves me, man. That's what he's saying, EA loves me. Let's see if EA actually loves me or not. So we're going to run the ball here. Barry Sanders going to try not to fumble or anything. Or else EA, he might have to change his name to EA loves me. We'll see how that goes. As he comes with some pressure here. Just wasn't really ready to make a read by the time the pressure came. So we just throw it away. Live to learn to play another down. 3rd down and 6. Gonna try to throw this one to Calvin. And I have 2 Calvins, man. The one in the slot is the most feared one, as we throw it up to the most feared Calvin. And they are fearing Calvin on offense right now as he gets the touchdown. But it doesn't really matter which one I throw to because they are duplicates. But just an FYI, I put that most feared guy as my slot receiver, and the Madden 25 one I just left as my second wide receiver. So that's that. And then we also once again got Calvin on defense. The amount of times I'm gonna end up saying Calvin by the end of this video, goddamn, man. As here, 3rd down 11, he comes out 4 verts here. No, not really a great play call. When someone comes out 4 verts that early, you know, they have a limited array of plays. As Calvin Johnson going back up the field on 4th and 4. He thought I was covering that low slant or whatever, and we came back for the high one and got the interception. And I'm making plays with this Calvin. You know, we got the pick 6. We get the drop pick on the first play of the video, and then that pick with Calvin. So free safety Calvin is doing work. Now, one thing about free safety Calvin is, I mean, I don't think he's the best card to use her with, because sometimes, even though he's 6'5", he doesn't play up to his height from some of the games I play with him. Not height, but I'm saying height, just in case anybody didn't catch that. And hype as well, I guess, but I mean, I maybe Barry might have still been better to use her with than Calvin. I don't know. As Sean Lee gets the interception, as the quarterback gets hit as he throws. Now, if he actually threw that, he might have thrown that to Calvin. So, didn't really matter either way. But yeah, I mean, the Calvin's still a little funky to use her around with. But I mean, it's the end of the year. I'm not really too caring about what's the best card to use her around with. I just want to have fun. And I have fun using around with Calvin, doing goofy crap like that. So, that's that here. 3rd down and 8. We come out wide receiver screen to Brian Finneran, spinning away, getting the first, jumping over 55 and Finneran almost taking it all the way. That golden ticket Finneran still putting in a ton of work out here. And Barry Sanders next play getting the touchdown. And we got yet another opponent on the verge of rage quitting. Hopefully this guy finishes out a game, man. I just want to see somebody finish out a game. And we're still looking for the Suh impacts. Right now, Vontaze Burfict is the guy making the impact, coming through there for the sack. Next play, he goes deep, and Michael Irvin actually catching that one out of nowhere. Like, all right. You know, whatever. Every once in a while, you're going to give that kind of cash. That happens in the NFL. You can't, I mean, even though you play good defense, that's going to happen every once in a while, whether it's the NFL or Madden. You just got to live with it. And hopefully it doesn't happen again. And this guy just tried to go back to the well that, you know, he got lucky in once. And it wasn't really working out for him too much, because that's what it was. He got lucky once, and otherwise, we got Charles Woodson locking up that left side there. And Charles Woodson, we had him as a slot receiver when Sherman was on the team. I took Sherman off, and I put Charles Woodson back on that side, and then we got Tracy Porter back. Yeah, that Tracy Porter, man, that 97 Tracy Porter, I did that position of collection a long time ago, as we tried to throw it up there to Calvin for the end of the half. We just take our field goal. I could have tried to done a better play there, but 4 seconds left. I figured the only thing I could have gotten off in time, and in case I didn't get it, I would still be able to get the field goal, would have been that fade route. So I just threw it really quick, and, you know, it didn't go, whatever. But, yeah, that Tracy Porter, we had it for the longest time. I really like that card. It has high jumping and stuff like that. It's pretty good in zone, so, you know, it's a pretty dope-ass card. But then again, there's a lot of really good cornerbacks in this game. So, there you see the Ndamukong Suh, like, third down, 3-man pass rush. He just comes flying in and gets that sack. So, Suh is definitely the real deal. You ask me, that Suh card is definitely the real deal. So, if you ever want to get that position collection of Ndamukong Suh, you're looking to plug up your running game and stuff like that, you know, that's definitely a card to look at if you got the coins, you know. I'm not sure how many better. I mean, they got, like, William Perry and whatever crap, but that Suh is definitely really good. It's the real deal. Just take my word for it. And now we're going to our 4th game. I'm like, let me just complete 1 game. That's all I'll take. And now all of a sudden we're in a Super Bowl here. This is not mine. This is someone else's Super Bowl. But we are in the Super Bowl all of a sudden. We're going to try to play spoilers here and see if we can wreck this dude's Super Bowl. He made it all the way. We'll see if we can ruin it. And early on, I don't think he had a decent run there with John Elway. And instead, he recovered the spinning, the going backward as Sean Lee jumps up and gets the pick. And it actually cost him. He would have had like 3rd down and 6 instead 3rd down and 9. And then Sean Lee making the great play. I was looking at a corner route. He went post route. Good for him, except Sean Lee was all over it. And now we get this ball back. And those 2 linebackers, man, those 2 middle linebackers, they've been grabbing interceptions left and right in this video. Kuechly got at least 2. Sean Lee, I think, is up to 2 now. Maybe even 3 for Sean Lee. I don't know, but Barry Sanders is also racking up the touchdowns as well. Barry going in, and we get a quick 7-0 lead. You know this dude is sick. This is his Super Bowl after all. I mean, Super Bowls aren't really too big a deal for me. I don't need the coins that come from being in the playoffs and all that. Now, when it comes to the budget squad, the Super Bowl is a little bit more serious, man, because you need all those coins possible. As Sean Lee, he drops the pick and goes back down to get it. Like, what more can you ask from Sean Lee, man? He's just too good. He's just too good. I was looking at Finner in the middle of the field, but I get popped before I could get it off. This dude had quite a few rookies on his team. You can see, like, number 11 and stuff like that. No idea who that is, but it's definitely a rookie for having number 11 on defense. And here, 3rd down and 12, hitting Jamal Charles, not force feeding it to Calvin Johnson, and actually making the proper read to Charles there. Next play action, golden ticket, Finneran, touchdown. And this, these freaking most feared cards are making my team a little bit more stacked than it already was, because now we got like 99 Suh, another 99 Calvin and stuff like that, so we're even more stacked. And this was just like sole disaster by me. Great defense for like 10 seconds, and then I run away with Calvin, and I make Sean Lee not go up and get the ball. And because of that, he finally gets his first completion of the game. He was like 0 for 5 before. Now he's 2 for 7. 2nd down and 9, he takes off at Elway. And that's one thing. This guy, he wasn't making dumb reads. He wasn't just chucking it up. He would take off at Elway, and he wouldn't throw it every single time into double coverage if there was nothing. If there was nothing there, basically, he wouldn't take it. But here, he thought there was something there, but Calvin out of nowhere. How do you not notice Calvin? He's 6'5". I guess you can still get baited by a Megatron on defense. And that's what happened to him. So, we take the ball right back from him. So, I mean, you know, you can kind of see how this dude made a Super Bowl, but right now he is in a deep hole. He is screwed. 3rd down and 19, looking to get some sort of stop here. We run it with Finner in the screen pass, but we don't get the first, so we punt him the ball. We give him a little bit of life to see what he could do. And the thing is, we get ball at half, so we're set right now. We're going to get ball at half. We're doing all dandy, and this dude's just coming out in 4 verts, so nothing too methodical about his game plan right now. We're feeling pretty good. Just continuing to watch Suh. He's getting double team and stuff like that. It's all fine there with Suh, and here he finds Thurman Thomas getting a pretty good gain. And right now, even though you're at the 47-yard line, you're pretty much in field goal range of MUT, and he's trying to test his luck going deep, but Patrick Peterson's got Finner and covered up. And you know, when you can trust your cornerbacks like I do with Peterson and Charles Woodson, it makes playing defense a lot easier. You don't have to worry about getting bombed over the top too much. Kind of remember when I had that Deion Sanders, that Pro Bowl Deion. that thing would get teabagged more than anything else, man. Ever since I got rid of that Pro Bowl Dion, I've been set. And here, this guy thought he was set, making a good read, but he was like, what, an inch across the line of scrimmage? I didn't really get to see how far he was, but all I know is I'm really thankful that he was, because now, not only is it 3rd down and 11, it's not even that. It's like 3rd down and 16. You get penalized 5 yards for doing that. So 3rd down and 16, he comes out for verts, and there's intro roll all over that. That's kind of what I was referencing to before with Calvin's not really a superior player to user with on defense. He's just fun to user with because he's Calvin. He's not worth anything close to like the 600k coins or whatever he's going for right now. But, you know, at this stage of MUT, I don't really care. He's fun to play with, whatever. But I could definitely do pretty much the same thing I do with Calvin with intro roll. Like, intro roll, I think actually has more elusiveness than the Calvin. And elusiveness and stuff like that is pretty key when you're playing defense. You're trying to swerve around, cover the entire field, try to cover as much ground as possible. So that's that. And here we just run hurry up pretty much this entire drive. Didn't use a single timeout, and it worked out for us because there's Calvin getting a touchdown in the slot. And we go up 21-0, looking pretty good to win this game. He tries one more forward verse before the end of half, and actually almost got that to whoever 88 is. Instead, 3rd quarter starts, and J.J. Watt says no to the flea flicker. I've said this before. There's a reason why I don't run too many flea flickers in MUT. Is because, you know, there's always at least one dude who's going to come through block shedding and get a sack, like J.J. Watt there. And this dude, I mean, he had a mix of good players like J.J. Watt, and then he had some rookies and stuff like that. I was a little bit all over the place. Like, I really have no idea who 11 was. I keep on seeing 11 show up. Here, Johnny Manziel rolling out the pocket, and I wanted Finneran. Finneran had the defense torched, but, you know, you can only ask for so much time in the pocket, and eventually I did get knocked down. 3rd down 25. I was just not trying to throw an interception, so I went wide receiver screen again. If I didn't get it, whatever, I would punt the ball and rely on my defense that has this dude at 0 points. And plus, you know, the one thing is we did kill quite a bit of clock on this drive, so that worked out for us. And you saw that dude, he wanted that forward verts route, but he held on to it, and he's like, I can't throw that because he's already thrown 2 interceptions to me. He's not going to throw a 3rd one, and eventually that helps him out because he makes a good read. Here, you know, still 4 verts. I don't know. I mean, this is all Madden first round. I still don't know how the hell some of these dudes make their Super Bowls. But here we go. Once again, he's not going to throw it at me. That's the thing. When you get a user pick on someone, it makes playing defense a little bit easier. Because even when you're actually not on someone, you're not going to try to throw it in your area because there's no way someone's going to try to throw 3 user picks. You know what I mean? So that definitely helps when you can actually come down with the picks. And now, 4th down, we gave up a 1st down because, like, Charles Woodson was dead tired and just bullet coverage. Left Calvin Johnson on his team wide open. 3rd down and 2. If he was going for that slant, Calvin would have gotten it. So he's kind of lucky he didn't get that off. 4th and 2. He actually comes out running the ball, but we had the right side pretty well stuffed, surprisingly. I wasn't even expecting a run, but I timed it well with Calvin somehow. I was, like, trying to inch towards the line, but it worked out anyways, and we made a stop. And eventually, we come through with the win, but not before having a little fun with Maurice Jones-Drew going right at Richard Sherman. 2nd play in a row. I run hurry up and I'm like, I'm going at Sherman again. And we get the 1st down. We're just torching Sherman, man. I'm telling you, that cover of Richard Sherman, not really worth much, man. It's not really that great of a card. And here, I could just kill the clock, but I was like, let's go for Calvin, baby. Let's keep the Calvin flow going. And instead, we got to play an extra game because, or an extra play because my dumbass throws an interception, and he gets tackled 1 second left. But we end up tackling him anyways, and we come through with the win. So, guys, leave a like in the video if you enjoyed the most feared action. As you see, Incognito getting a few pancakes here. Subscribe for more Madden 25 Ultimate Team and all that, and I will catch you guys next time.